Hello, my friends. Welcome back. I am coming on to do a layout for the Not Just for Boys Kit Club. It is September 2022, and I am going to start by using the Limitless kit. Does not mean I won't sneak in some goodies from the other kits this month, but this is where I'm going to start. And we have a challenge, which is to use your alphas in an unexpected way. So we have a set of alphas that are by Doodlebug Sunshine, and they are white, and they're this really great starting off point because they're just white. How awesome is that? So I thought I'd do some mixed media. I've got this piece right here. This is 49 in Market from Spectrum Sherbet Classics and Cotton Candy. So I'm going to go ahead and start by trimming off my branding strip. Good plan to start, right? Let's go ahead and do that. Now, what I thought I would do in a kind of organized manner, this will be my photo here-ish, right? This is my son and daughter, and they were doing a photo shoot for work. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So I thought I'd take a bunch of my alphas, making sure to use up the numbers, the cues, and whatnot, because quite frankly, I don't really use those that often. And I'm going to just kind of start popping them around where the photo would go. Now, keeping in mind, it doesn't have to be super, super straight, super even, any of that. It's just an idea to get started. So this is going to take me a hot minute. Super duper. Let me see if I can get the little bits out that are in. Like we've got 4, and I'm going to put them kind of tight to each other. And the tricky thing will be, I'm going to come in with gesso on top of this, and I have to think, I'm going to maybe use a combination of clear and white gesso, because I want to still be able to see some of the lump and bump from my alphas and stuff. So like I said, I'm going to just keep building it up and popping a bunch of them in, and pretty much these are going to be used as like mixed media foundation bits. How is it that my 4 is already uneven? So I'm going to do them all around the photo. I'll come back and I'll show you what that looks like. So I have my alphas all in nice little rows, and you know, of course I have it where they're not starting and stopping at the same time, but they're pretty organized, and I went ahead and pressed them down fairly well. So I'm going to come in with clear gesso to start. Got this monster bottle of clear gesso that never really closes. I have no idea how it is still liquidy. So I'm going to give it a generous amount of clear gesso because I want to do some kind of something with mixed media, and I want to seal my alphas in. And I had a feeling that they might come up a little bit if I don't gesso them. And I didn't want to do just white gesso. I thought I'd start with clear because I wanted to see if I can get some good texture going with the layers of gesso as well. So a bit of a plan and a bit of an unplanned kind of plan. So I thought I would do this, and then I'll go ahead and let it dry, and then we'll come back and figure out what to do next. I think I will come in with a little bit. I'm gonna go in the center in case. Oh, and of course the reason why I didn't put anything in the center is that's where my photo is gonna sit. So, you know, save myself just a little bit of time by doing or not doing. I don't know, but going with it that way. Now guys, remember in the Limitless kit, we have got this amazing Nuvo drop. So I was planning getting just a little bit messy with them. Maybe I'll wait for the white gesso phase to get a little bit messy with that. But in the meantime, I've got to let this goodness dry. I'm getting some of the clear also on some of the areas up here and around the alpha, with the idea that if some of my mixed media runs off, it's going to be nicely protected. But that is this step for now. We will come back with some white gesso, the Nuvo, and make it just a little messier. So this is mostly dry, and the next thing I want to do is come in with some white gesso. Sorry, got to shake it up a little bit. It's been sitting on its own for a bit. So think what I'm gonna do, it gets a little sticky, is I'm not going to be super liberal with it. I just want to get some on here so that this isn't all just bright white on a background. I want it to fade in just a little bit, but what I also want to do, because it's fun, is get some of my Nouveau in those same areas, because I think it'll be interesting. The reason why I'm not pre-mixing it is I tend to like, ooh, a helicopter is going overhead. I tend to like variation, variegated. I don't know. Oh, I missed a spot, guys. Yeah, I like when things are a little bit streaky and whatnot. It just adds to the interest. So, not fascinating, but I'm going to do the same thing where I'm just going to get it a bit of a schmear. Ooh, I think I want more Nouveau. I need more color. I didn't know that it was going to want more color. Very good. Good to know. That if you want it more colored, you better put some on there. So I want it some white, I want it some colored. Love this kind of teal vibe. And it is getting my Nouveau to be just, or my Gesso to be a little bit toned down, which I do like. Now I have plans to come back in with this stencil that we received, this Simple Stories one, and do some stronger colored Nouveau, pretty much like a straight shot with the color. But guys, look at this. Isn't that just awesome? So it's working with the mixed media kind of paper I have going. I think I want just a little bit more of everything. So funny. You know, I'll be like, oh no, I want it to be subtle. And then I just totally go for it. Okay, just, what do I want more of? I think I want more Nouveau. I want some more of the color. And this is a matte Nouveau, so it works really well for this. There we go. I'm sure that looks lovely. So I'm going to have to let this dry again. Okay, yep, we're getting more of the kind of color vibe I was hoping for. So I'm going to let this gorgeous teal Nouveau dry, and then I'll come back with my stencil and have a really strong colored version of it. So time to let this dry, but it's coming along ever so nicely. Okay guys, this layer is pretty dry, so you can see where I have more of the Nouveau and less, and the white once again is just a little bit of white gesso. So what I want to do next, and let dry again, this is kind of a step-by-step situation. Then I go do a couple things around the house, come back, do the next. I've got my stencil that was part of our Limitless kit, this Brilliance Limitless kit, and it's a super easy, usable kind of a design. Let me get a piece of the packaging, and I'm just gonna squish some on here really quickly. Actually, not that quickly. Works a lot better if I just take off the top, doesn't it? Let me get a nice little pile going though of the Nouveau. What color is this again? It's a really great matte color. I dig it. It's very pretty. Okay, let's just go ahead and get in here, and probably here, here, here. A bit of a triadic kind of a vibe is my plan. That's pretty. Let's do some down here. I'm going to need another blob in a moment though. Boop. And then, yeah, I'm making sound effects. And the same thing over here, and then I have to let that dry. I think I'm gonna really quickly, before it's totally done, I'm going to just smooshy out some of the edges that feel a little bit hard to me. Just a little bit like this, just bringing some of that color across a bit. Don't want the super hard edges everywhere. There we go. I'm digging that. Because then it's almost like we get yet another texture, because some are harder and some are softer. All right, awesome. Let's let this dry. I'm gonna have to map my photo a bunch of times with the paper in the kit, and I will see you guys in a jiffy. So I went ahead and grabbed that great set of cut files from Carte, and I cut out some of these great florals from our pattern paper. I hit them with some mist and then dried them, which curls up the edges, and I did that on purpose. Next, I matted my photo a bunch of times. Now I'm just trying to get the configuration. You can see that I used the stencil with Nuvo to also add just a little bit of texture. So the Nuvo ended up being part of what colored in my alphas. And you know, it's all variegated and all that kind of thing. But it also was squished through a stencil, and it came together nicely. Now I have the Nuvo and my Shimmers product on the left, just holding the flowers down while I glue them down. I have a liquid adhesive I am using, and I wanted to make sure that they were able to stick on all of that mixed media. You see here, I'm still sticking them down. You know, sometimes things will fight you if you just use a dry adhesive on top of mixed media products. So that's what I'm doing. Now I'm trying to figure out where I might want these different little floral elements. And I also used a gold mist shimmer spray, whatever you want to call it. But I did use a Shimmers product that was not in these kits this time. It's called Goldilocks. I just wanted a little bit of shine. Now these 49 and Market little pieces, these pieces that have the arrows and then the little circle bit, I'm going to go ahead and pop them down, and I will have the arrows all pointing to the picture because I thought that would end up being rather cute. And I'm going to use some dimensional adhesive to pop up those arrows. And I'm really just faffing about seeing what else I can add to this, because I kind of feel like this layout just got finished up so quickly. I am going to go ahead and use 3 of these little acetate butterflies that are in another one of our kits. They're also by 49 and Market, and they are gorgeous. Now these enamel dots that you see right here, they're from Altenew, and you will find them in the a la carte section of the store. I went ahead and popped one in each of the centers of the florals, and then used just a few more in a couple places because I love enamel dots and I wanted plenty on my page. Phew. So I also, before I forget, I will have links down below for the Not Just for Boys website, for the blog, and for the Facebook group. And the Facebook group is really fun because you can see what all of the design team has done. That's also on the blog. But you can share what you've done with the same products or in previous kits and all that kind of thing. So here is this layout done with some nice lump and bump and texture. I love the way this came together. And guys, that acrylic piece is absolutely the bee's knees. Oh, before I finish this up, I am so sorry. I wanted to come back in with some of that Nuvo mixed with just a little bit of water to create splatty bits, and they end up being the perfect color. Now, I've been digging splatty bits with this little cheap paintbrush lately because they're subtle, but it flicks really, really well. So that's what you see me doing here. And voila, that is this layout done. Here are some still shots, links down below. And if you guys have any questions, pop them on down and I'll try to get back to you ASAP. That's all for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching.